Hello, guys. It's Brotherly Love back with another episode. Today we're gonna be going over James 2, Part 2 to the um, James 2 series that we're doing. We're gonna be starting at verse 14 on today. I hope that the last episode touched you guys. Part 1, talking about favoritism, as that God just uses me on today. That His Spirit just flows through me. That I say the right things. That I lead people to Him and not away. That I give the right information, not bring any false information into the kingdom, and that He just bless me, that He speaks through me, that I'm able to touch someone's life and bring someone closer to Him. Like I said, we're going over James 2, the second part, starting at verse 14. Last episode, we talked about favoritism, and this episode we're going to be talking about faith and the deeds that goes with our faith. So starting at verse 14, it starts by saying, "What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith and hath not works? Can faith save him alone?" So right here, God is asking us a question, right? He's like, okay, so you believe that you're going to be blessed in whatever area you're seeking to be blessed in. You believe that you're going to be blessed, and you believe you're going to have success. You believe all these good things are finna happen to you. But He's asking us, what good is it to believe those things, but you don't have any works to put with those things? Like you're not putting in any work to get these things. Like you're just expecting them to fall in your lap. And He's like, can that save you alone? Can your faith, can your belief, can your confidence in me save you alone? And that's a question we have to ask ourselves. Yeah, it's important that we trust God. It's important that we have faith in God. But that's not all He's asking from us. He's asking for us to show Him that we also want to work for this also. We don't want God to just, we don't want to go pray for something and then expect God to just throw it at us and we not know how to use it. So He's like, can your faith save you alone? That's the question He's asking us. And then in verse 15, He goes on to say, "If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not the things which are needful to the body, what doth it profit?" So in verse 15 and 16, God gives us an example. And like I said in last episode, I like this chapter because He's giving us examples of what these things look like and what He's asking us to do. So the example He gives us is, okay, in today's terms, we're outside, right? And we see a homeless person. They need food and they need clothes. It's cold outside. It's raining outside. They need food and clothes. They need shelter, basically. They need somewhere to be safe, warm, and to be able to get some food. And God gives us the example, and He says, you see this person, but you tell them to be warmed and to be filled, but you don't do anything about it. Like you don't go buy them any food, you don't go get them a jacket or blanket or anything, but you telling them these things as if they're capable of doing these things on their own, just by themselves. And you don't get them what they need in order to um, be filled, be warmed. And He's like, what doth it profit? Like what was the point? Like you didn't do anything but say words right there. You didn't do anything but give a false hope, basically. If you if you're not going to be able to give them these things, but you're telling them to be these things that they need in order to move forward. And so that's how we got to think about it, right? Yeah, we can believe in God. It's important to believe in God. It's important to have faith in God. We should be walking by faith, not by sight. Without faith, it's impossible to please God, right? But he's also telling us, don't expect me to do something for you, and you're not showing me that you want it to be done. You're just expecting it to the easy way to be just thrown in your lap. You gotta work for it. You have to work for it. You have to work hard for it. And like in 2 episodes ago when we were talking about sowing seeds, this is comes back to what God is talking about. You have to sow the seed in order for you to reap what you're looking for, the type of blessing that you're looking for. And how I like to break it down to in today's language is, you have to give God something to bless. You can't expect a blessing, but you don't give anything to God to bless. Like, you expect a new job, but on the job that you have now, you're doing all the wrong things. You're not giving God anything to bless. You're not giving him anything to improve and to take you to that next level. So you have to give God something to bless and to take to the next level. It's not about how much work or what work you're putting in. It's about just putting in the work. It's not about, because God is going to take care of the rest. He's going to do the rest. He's not looking for you to be Superman or anything like that. He's just wanting you to show him that you're serious, that you're for real about your faith. You're proving your faith by your works, which we're going to see later on in these verses. Proving your faith by your works, proving your belief in him. That's a way of us showing him that we really, really trust him. Our works is gonna tell it all, right? And then he goes on to say in verse 17, even so faith, if it hath not works, is dead being alone. So basically, meaning, yeah, you believe, but if you're not working, it's dead. I can't bless nothing. If you're not giving me nothing in return to bless, I can't just, you can't expect something when you're not putting in the work to get that something. And then he goes on in verse 18. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Shew me thy faith without thy works, and I will shew you the faith by my works. In this verse, he's saying a man may say, well, I have good faith, right? I have good faith in you and trust in you. And God's saying that's great. And then another man, on the other hand, he's saying, well, I have great works. I might not have the best faith, but I have great works. And God's saying, that's great. That's fine. But then God goes on to say, shew me thy faith without thy works, and I will shew you thy faith by my works. Meaning, you show me how much you believe in me by the work that you put in. Whether you really trust me, whether you really believe that I will bless you and that I will take you to the next level, it's going to be shown through your walk. It's going to be shown through your work, your attitude, everything that has to deal with what you're trying to be blessed in. It's going to show, right? It's going to show. We walk by faith, not by sight. We don't believe by faith and not by sight. We walk by faith and not by sight. And that's what God is telling us. The way you move, the way you do things every day is going to show me if you believe or not. The way you take this thing serious, whether you prioritize putting this thing first and not lollygagging, not just going through the motions, not being mediocre, but being great, is going to show me if you really believe or not. And we show him our faith by our works, right? So God is like, yeah, you can say something. You know how we tell each other every day, I'll believe it when I see it, or action speaks louder than words. Where do you think they came from? Faith without works is dead being alone. That's where they came from. And that's what God is telling us. Action speaks louder than words. Yeah, you say that. You say that, but what I see every day, you're walking in fear. You're walking to not mess up. You're walking as if you have already lost. You're saying you believe. You say you've already won. You say you got the victory. You're quoting my scriptures, but you're not walking as such. You're not acting as such. You're not working as such. And this is the difference right here in showing your faith by your works. So let's go back to the scenario on your job. You're asking God for a promotion. You're asking God for a promotion. But on your job, you're scared to stand out and be different. You're scared to do things to add to your resume. You're scared to let's say, what kind of job do you have? What kind of job do you have? A teacher. Let's go with a teacher. So you wanna move forward. You wanna become, let's say, an assistant principal. You wanna become an assistant principal from your teacher job. But you ask God for this blessing. You're asking Him. You're saying you have the faith. You say you believe that He's got this in store for you, but you don't put in the work. So basically, you're going in there every day. You're operating as a teacher and not an assistant principal. And that's one thing that we have to think about when we're doing these things. Also, when we're proving our faith by our works, you're not supposed to work in the role that you're in right now. You're supposed to work in the role that you're targeting in the future, where you're trying to go. Work as if you're already there. It's gonna help a lot. Work as if you've already reached the mountaintop and the target's on your back, and you gotta get further and further. It's gonna take you so far. It's gonna help you prove your faith by your works. But you're working as a teacher, right? You're doing the mediocre things. You're not doing the best curriculum. Uh, you're not taking time out to engage with your students. You're not taking the time out to being the best teacher you can be, but also being the best leader, which is going to help you with the assistant principal job, right? You're just being mediocre at your job, but you believe that God is going to bless you to go to the next level. And God is like, how can I bless you to go to the next level when you're not putting in the work or the effort to even go to the next level, right? But say you're in that same position, but you're standing out. You're making your curriculum weeks in advance. You're engaging with your students. You're being a leader amongst. You're being a team leader amongst your coworkers on your team. You're involving yourself in everything that the school has. You're just showing different characteristics and traits of being a leader in the school building, in the classroom, that God can bless. He can bless that. He can make you better at those things. It's all about the effort. It's not about if I'm good enough, or because, like I said, God's going to take care of the rest. He's going to equip you with what you need to be good enough. And He's not going to equip you with stuff that's just going to make you good enough. He's going to equip you with the things that are going to make you great and different. It's not about if my work is good. God is going to bless the work to be good in the end. But it's about showing Him that, hey, I believe and I really, really, truly trust you by my works. And then let's go on to verse 19, where he says, thou believest that there is one God. Thou doest well. The devil also believe and tremble. So this is a victory statement, basically. Once we start to prove our work by our faith, we're showing God. Once we start to prove our faith by our works, we're showing God that we believe there is one God and that we trust in Him. We're putting this particular situation in His hands and allowing Him to do whatever He needs to do with this and taking us to the next level. And He says we do well when we do that, when we believe there is one God. when we have him at the head of our life, he's affecting our decision, he's affecting our work, he's affecting how we look at things. We believe that there's one guy and we're doing well. We're doing well. He's letting us know that that is the right thing to be doing. And he says, while you're doing that, the devil is also looking. And he also knows that there is one God. And he trembles. So once you start to move and operate by faith, once you start to prove your faith by your works, once you start to put things together, piece the pieces, the puzzle pieces together, the devil starts to get scared, because he see that something great is on the horizon, something that's going to get you to the next level is on the horizon. He know what's about to happen, and that's why the devil comes in and tries his best to detour you from what's about to happen, and you have to be on the lookout for that. And then we go into verse 20. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? So Abraham offered his son upon the altar to God. Now, this is something Abraham, this is his son we're talking about, but at the end of the day, he had to give God something to bless in order to be blessed. And he understood that. So God said, offer your son. Give me your son. Abraham, on the inside, him instinctively, he may not have wanted to give his son up as a father, because that's his son. You don't want to give up your child, but he knew God had something greater, and he knew that God was going to bless him for this offer. So he put his logic to the side, and all he did was work. He operated off of God's word and what God had told him to give him his son. And that showed God that he believed that whatever he was going to do to his son Isaac that day, that it was going to be for the better, right? And it showed God his faith. That showed him how much he believed in him. So every day that we wake up, we have something that we want to be blessed and we want to be great at. And even if we just want to go to the next level and be successful, we don't know what we want to be great at right now. You wake up, you got to wake up with that mindset. I got to give God my time. Yeah, I might want to go have fun with my friends. I might want to watch some TV. I might want to play a game. I might want to do some other things other than giving God my time. But I have to give God my time. Sacrifice. You got to sacrifice something. I got to surrender my life over to God. I got to give my talents to God. I got to commit my ways to God. I have to give him something so that I can get to this next level. And as we go into verse 22, seest thou have faith wrought with his works? By works was faith made perfect. So God is like, wasn't his faith made perfect? Now he has confidence out this world. I done seen God work. I done seen him do things that maybe others didn't believe, but only I knew and heard God's voice and was in tune with what God had for me. I done seen God bless me abundantly and give me things that I have asked for. Now I done seen him work. Now my confidence and my belief and God blessing me again is through this roof. Now I believe, now I got the blueprint to be successful. I'm going to do it again and again. When our faith is made perfect, we're now comfortable with taking things to God and asking God to bless us. And in the process, trusting God and knowing God is going to do what's best for us. Alright? We're going to believe. We didn't seen him work. We didn't seen him do the first blessing. Now, the road is easy. Our faith, he's made our faith perfect. If your faith don't get stronger after he done blessed you and you done did everything that he asked you to do, and he bless you and he shows you what this gets you, the type of greatness that this gets you, and you still not believing, I don't know, man. I really don't. Because he says here that your faith should be made perfect after that. Abraham's faith was made perfect after that. He trusted God in everything. He worked in everything, and he knew that God was going to bless him because of his works. And that he knew that he was proving his faith in God by his works. He knew that God was there with him. He knew that God was going to bless him in the end, right? So once we see that first blessing, we should be at a point where our confidence and our belief in God is through this roof, where we're at a place where we work for any and everything that we want, and just trust God and give it over to God, surrender it to God, and ask him to bless it. Going on to verse 23. And the scripture was fulfilled, which saith, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness. And he was called the friend of God. You see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of God. Once we show that we believe, we're first of all, we're walking in the righteous ways. We're walking with Christ. We're walking the way he wants us to walk. But then afterwards, you're considered a friend of God. You're considered acquainted with God. You're now close to God. You're now in tune with God. You're now his friend. You're now his buddy, right? You have now pleased God. You pleased him tremendously once you do as he asks of you. And going on to the last two verses. Likewise, also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works, when she had received the messengers and had sent them out another way? For as the body without the spirit is dead, so is faith without works is dead alone also. So, just like if your spirit is not within you, you're dead. Your faith without works and deeds being connected to them is dead being alone also. So God is saying, work, show me that you believe me. I want to see your actions. I want to see if you truly believe me. When you truly believe God, it's plan A, no plan B. You're going to do it. You're going to do this one thing or things God's way, or you're not going to have a backup plan. That's faith without, that's faith without works, right? Or that's works without faith, basically. When you out there you say you believe in God, right? But you're not really trusting Him with things, and that's when backup plans come in. When we making plan A's and plan C's and all of that, God is like, it's only me. Show me that you trust me. Show me that you truly believe in me. If you truly believe in me, there's no plan B. There's not a plan B if you truly believe in God. You gonna surrender it, you gonna trust Him, and you're gonna trust that He's gonna do everything that's right and that's in His will and that's correct for you. Yeah, you say you believe, right? You believe you're gonna get that job, but you're speaking negativity, right? You're speaking, well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Um, well, they had this one candidate. He was better than me. He had all these credentials better than me. Or or saying I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing because I might not get the job anyway. Or just being scared to step out and be alone and be different. You're scared of competition. You're scared that what if you're having those thoughts of what if God doesn't do this? Or what if God doesn't show up? And that's the devil. That's the devil. It goes back to the verse where God is saying the devil know these things also. And he's trembling. Once you start to do these things, he's trembling. He's scared. He's getting scared because he knows the type of things that comes with proving your faith by your works. He knows what's gonna come. So he's gonna try to put those negative things in your head to deter you from working, to make you lazy, to make you less confident in yourself, less confident in God. He's gonna try to detour you from the path that He set you on. He's gonna try to detour you from your greatness. But it's up to you. You gotta make that decision every day. Do I want my faith to be dead today? Or do I want to live and have and reap everlasting life and just work? Give God something to bless. Giving God something to bless, it doesn't take a whole lot. Showing the effort that you really trust Him, you really believe in Him. He's gonna see it, man. He knows our motives. He knows our heart. He's also looking at our deeds also. He knows all. He sees all. And God's gonna bless you. He's gonna bless you to get to the next level. Just as long as you work. You show Him that you believe by your works. There's no such thing as not working. There's no such thing as today's an off day or I've done enough. That's getting too comfortable. That's getting too comfortable. God wants this thing to be ongoing. Constantly show me that you believe, and I will constantly bless you and show you what comes with believing. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I hope I can touch you guys' life. I hope I've given you guys a message and a word that will change your life and help you, just see things through a different perspective and bring you closer to God and just help you gain a better relationship with God. Thank you for tuning in and see you guys next episode.